Freedom Global News.
President Muhammadu Buhari receives United Nations Secretary General in Abuja. Attorney General of the Federation refutes distribution of vehicles to members of All Progressives Congress.
News.
Nigerian Communications Commission sets 5G rollout for August. And on the foreign scene, United Nations says 40 million more faced hunger in 2021.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 4th of May 2022, which is equivalent to the 3rd of Shawwal 1443 after Hijri. And now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari today received the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at the State House in Abuja. He was received by top government officials earlier in the day, and he visited the United Nations House in Abuja alongside some top officials and diplomats of the agency. The United Nations chief had arrived in Nigeria on Tuesday and also visited Borno State, where he proposed the reintegration of repentant terrorists. This, he said, is key to the restoration of peace in the Northeast region. The United Nations Secretary General is also expected to perform the wreath-laying ceremony in honor of the August 26, 2011 suicide bomb attack victims. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has refuted allegation of distributing expensive vehicles to officials of the All Progressives Congress APC in Kebbi. Malami refuted the allegation on Tuesday in an interactive session with journalists in Burning Kebbi. He said at this moment, he has experienced a large barrage of attacks left and right and center, some are local and others international, on attack that has to do with an allegation that he shared many expensive vehicles to delegates of the APC. Malami described the story as mischievous and misconstrued. He explained that it was his friends and associates who donated and distributed vehicles to long-term workers in the Khadimiyya Foundation. The minister pointed out that there is no connection between the names of APC stakeholders and the beneficiaries of the vehicles are not connected whatsoever. On the sporting arena, perennial rivals Bayelsa Queens and Iranian champions Rivers Angels will open the second edition of the Nigeria Women's Football League NWFL Premiership Super 6, which starts on May 16th at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City. Bayelsa Queens finished the regular season atop Group B ahead of the league's defending champions, with both sides winning their home game 1-0 apiece. Correspondent Sunusi Shaibu Musa has details of this on other sports updates.
In the other games fixed for the opening day of hostilities also, Nasarawa Amazons will lock horns with NWFL Premiership debutants Niger Raiders at the University of Benin Sport Complex in a repeat of the regular season in which the Lafia side secured a double over the Premiership newcomer. Nasarawa Amazons beat Niger Raiders 1-0 in Abuja, and they completed a double after they narrowly beat the same team 3-2 in Lafia in the last game of the regular season. Delta Queens and Edo Queens slugged it out in a South-South derby at the Samuel Obomudia Stadium. Benin City also on the opening day of the Super 6 playoffs. In another update, Spanish football player Santi Mina was sentenced to 4 years in prison on Wednesday after being found guilty of sexual abuse. The 26-year-old Celta Vigo forward, who has scored 84 goals in over 300 appearances in the La Liga, will have to serve time if his appeal is unsuccessful. Mina was cleared of the sexual aggression charge he has also facing, which is associated to intimidation or violence against the victim. Celta says they have preventively removed the player from their squad until the appeal process is over. They also opened disciplinary proceedings to determine the options the club can take. And on tennis, Onjabu marched into the semi-finals of the Madrid Open on Wednesday with a crushing 6-3-6-2 win over former world number 1 Simona Halep after avenging her Charleston final defeat to Blenda Bencic in the previous round. The Tunisian world number 10 reversed her results against Halep from Dubai 3 months ago, sweeping the Romanian aside in just 67 minutes. The first ever Arab tennis player to crack the top 10. Jabru is through to the second WTA 1000 semi-final of the career and awaits the winner of the clash between Amanda Anisimova and Ekaterina Alex. Sunusi Shaib Musa, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com. Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has revealed that the rollout of the fifth generation services would commence in August. The NCC also issued final letters of award of the 5G spectrum licenses to MTN and Mafab Communications, who emerged winners of the 3.5 gigahertz spectrum auction conducted in December last year. In a statement signed by the Commission's Director of Public Affairs, the licenses are expected to commence the rollout of the 5G services effective from August 25th, 2022, in line with the terms and conditions of the 5G license. The Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Professor Umar Garba Dambata, confirmed the issuance of the letters of license of awards to the Board of Commissioners at the board's special meeting, which took place in April. According to the statement, the deployment of the 5G network will usher Nigeria into a more robust fourth industrial revolution and a more digitized Nigerian economy among the Committee of Nations. The statement added that the 5G network, when deployed, would bring a lot of benefits and opportunities that would engender accelerated growth and smart living in the country. Also, the technology is expected to bring substantial network improvements, including higher connection speed, mobility and capacity, as well as low latency capabilities. And on business, Anas Mohammed Mandi has updates.
Telecommunication companies are proposing a 40% increase in the cost of calls, SMS, and data to the Nigerian Communications Commission as a result of the rising cost of running a business in the nation. Based on their proposal, the price flow of calls will increase from 6.4 naira to 8.95 naira, while the price of SMS will increase from 4 naira to 5.61 naira. This was revealed in a letter written by the telecommunications companies under the aegis of the Association of Licensed Telecommunication Operators of Nigeria to the NCC. The letter noted that the telecommunication industry has been financially impacted following the nation's economic recession in 2020 and the effect of the ongoing Ukraine-Russia crisis. Meanwhile, the World Bank plans to revise the global poverty line from $1.90 to $2.15 due to the increases in the cost of basic food, clothing, and shelter across the world. This was contained in a fact sheet, which was published yesterday on the bank's website. According to the lending bank, the real value of $2.15 in 2017 prices is the same as what $1.90 was in 2011 prices. On the level of poverty, sub-Saharan Africa is still the region where extreme poverty is most prevalent. Anas Mohammed Mande, Freedom Radio.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted sunshine and thunderstorms from Wednesday today to Friday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Tuesday in Abuja predicted sunny skies today with patches of clouds over the northern region. It further predicted prospects of morning thunderstorms over part of southern Taraba and southern Adamawa. There are prospects of isolated thunderstorms over parts of Zamfara, southern Sokoto, Kaduna, Bauchi, Adamawa, Taraba, southern Borno, southern Kano, southern Katsina, and Gombe State in the afternoon and evenings. According to it, cloudy atmosphere is expected over the inland cities and coastal cities of the south, with prospects of early morning thunderstorms over parts of Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River, Akwa Ibom states in the morning hours. The agency anticipated isolated thunderstorms over parts of Enugu, Abia, Edo, Ebonyi, Ogun, Ondo, Imo, Delta, Rivers, Cross River, Bayelsa, and Akwa Ibom states later in the day. NIMET forecasts sunny skies on Thursday with patches of clouds over the northern region in the morning hours. According to it, there are prospects of isolated thunderstorms over parts of Katsina, Kano, Adamawa, Borno, Gombe, and Jigawa State in the afternoon and evening hours. And on the foreign scene, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization said today that the number of people facing hunger rose to 193 million last year as conflict, climate change, and economic crisis ravaged people's livelihoods. While experts have warned that Russia's war in Ukraine could cause famine, the Food and Agriculture Organization said in an annual report that nearly 40 million more people were pushed into acute food insecurity in 2021. Among 53 countries facing the problem, the most affected included the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Yemen, and Afghanistan, where millions face hunger after the country plunged into financial crisis following the Taliban takeover in 2021. The United Nations defines acute food insecurity as when a person's inability to consume adequate food puts their lives or livelihoods in immediate danger. It said this is hunger that threatens to slide into famine and cause widespread death. The number has risen constantly since the first report was published by the FAO, the World Food Programme, and the European Union in 2016. The FAO said the increase in 2021 has been driven by a toxic triple combination of conflict, weather extremes, and economic shocks, with people affected in 53 cities. And with this, we've come to the end of today's global news. But before we go, highlights of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari today received the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at the State House in Abuja. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami has refuted allegation of distributing expensive vehicles to officials of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Kebbi.
Freedom Global News.
The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has revealed that the rollout of the fifth generation services would commence in August. And on the foreign scene, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization said today that the number of people facing hunger rose to 193 million last year as conflict, climate change, and economic crisis ravaged people's livelihoods. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.
Global News.